Everybody, good evening, and it's time to get personal. I know not everybody likes personal videos, so if you don't, just turn off now. And anyway, let's talk about it. So about 14 months ago, I put out a video talking about my room tour. And talking about my room tour was, I mentioned, I lied in that video. I said that my wife and I moved in a new home and I finally have my own listening room and blah, 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 blah. But that was a lie. Truthfully, my wife and I separated at the time. Our lease came up at the place we were renting a couple months prior to that. And for whatever reason, we just sort of separated. We're not divorced. Of course, we still have we have two children together. And we're just sort of taking a break. That's the way I can kind of think about it. I still love her. She still loves me. I can tell that when I talk to her and when I see her, and I see her all the time. But we're just sort of separated, and I really can't explain it any more different than that. But yeah, I made that video talking about my new listening room, but it was actually my room. I was living in it, and there was a bed that you guys never saw. I just sort of moved it to a position where you guys couldn't see it. But yeah. It is what it is. And, what it was a friend of mine I worked with, a guy I used to work with at a company I used to work for. And he had a room available in his apartment. And I talked to him and said, hey, my wife and I separated. I have no place to go. I don't want to stay in a motel. Motels are expensive, $150 a night. That's ridiculous. And he was like, yeah, come stay with me. You can give me some money for the rent and lights and stuff, and that'll be fine. And yeah, I stayed with him about 14, 15 months. And my intent was always to find my own place. And I did find my own place, and I'm in it now. But unfortunately, I had to sell most of my components. And I whittled it down to what I consider the bare essentials and basically stuff that really won't sell or can't sell. So anyway, let me take you on a tour and I'll show you. So the setup overall, the hi-fi system as it was, is basically as it was in the old bedroom, as you can see. I've got the Mission 731s, I have a Onkyo A9110, and I also have a Fisher direct drive turntable, kind of a very budget piece. Somebody gave me because they didn't want it. And I wish I could have kept my Marantz, but I got a great offer for it. Somebody was gonna pay me $1,300 for it. And it cost me a lot of money to move into this place, which here, let's go handheld and I'll show you. There's the kitchen. It's a condo down here in Pensacola. You have a lot of retirees and a lot of people that live here. And got a little air mattress there, just temporary until I get my actual mattress in here. There's the bathroom if you care. But yeah, nice little 2-bedroom. Here's the second one here. This is where my kids are gonna be when I get everything set up, and I'm gonna kind of get them for the weekend, kind of thing like that. I'm gonna get their beds over here out of our storage unit. But yeah, what you end up with here is basically the same hi-fi setup I had priorly, but with the exception of, it's actually an apartment now. And I had to end up getting a new couch because the one we had in storage was kind of janky. But this is a really nice couch. I got it because it was kind of modern looking and kind of cool and that sort of thing. But yeah. So where do we go from here? In truth, I don't know. In terms of my wife and I don't know. We've talked about getting back together, but at the same time, I think she's unsure. I think there's a large part of her that feels that I'm a certain way. And even though I feel I've changed, if we were to get back together, I think she kind of feels that it'll just be more of the same of what it was. A lot of it was due to the fact that when we were still living together in that house we were renting, I ended up working a night job at a delivery company, working nights, delivering overnight. And man, I hardly get any sleep, and I'm not even kidding you, hardly any sleep. And it ultimately ended up, I felt angry all the time. I felt on edge and anxious constantly. because of that lack of sleep. And unfortunately, I sort of took it out on my wife and my children, which obviously isn't good. And I think that had something to do with it, but now I'm working a day job. I'm not driving a truck anymore, which is very stressful, let me tell you. I'm doing sales for a local company, kind of distribution company, but I enjoy what I do. And, I'm actually having a normal schedule. I get off at a set time. I go to work at a set time. It's just great. But where that leaves my wife and I in terms of getting back together, I honestly just can't say. I really can't. But in the meantime, we're going to kind of continue to do what we have been doing. Thankfully, now that I'm in my own place and, my wife and I have discussed it, I'm going to get the kids over the weekend, and I'm excited for that. Not this weekend, because obviously I'm moving in, and I don't have their beds in here just yet. But next weekend for sure, and I'm excited for that, and looking forward to that. But I got new camera equipment as well, and I'm looking forward to setting that up. I'm using it currently, but I'm kind of tired. Making better quality content and better quality videos, and I'm excited for that, and excited to be getting into that and doing that better and doing a better job of that, you know what I mean? But anyway, that is it for tonight. I've been talking too much, and so peace out. And I got an iFi Audio. I kind of started that up again, of receiving products from iFi Audio. They sent me what the hell is it? The GoBar Kinsei, little portable kind of headphone DAC. It's just USB. It's powered off USB. Basically meant to be used with like an iPad or an iPhone or what have you, and all that good stuff. And so I've been checking that out the last few days since I got it. And we'll be doing a review on that soon. And so yeah. Anyway, peace out.